Hello, welcome again. We are covering the subject thermodynamics for civil services mains, IFS and various gate exams. And we have covered the theory part of second law of thermodynamics. Now we are solving some question based on second law of thermodynamics. Question number 11 is: a Carnot heat pump extracts heat from the environment at 250 Kelvin and supplies 6 kilowatt of heat to a room which is maintained at constant temperature Th. The heat pump requires a power input of 1 kilowatt for its operation. Then the temperature of the room Th is dash Kelvin. Round up to the nearest unit. So here for Carnot cycle the COP of pump is Th by Th minus 250. So Th is highest temperature, Th is 250 is lowest temperature. Okay, but COP of any pump is Q1 by W. So here W is your 1 kilowatt and it is equal to Q1 minus Q2, and Q1 is given as 6 kilowatt. So COP comes out as 6. So from this Th comes out as, if we equate these two, Th comes out as 300 Kelvin. Next question is question number 12, and it is: consider the following statement related to the second law of thermodynamics. P. A cyclic heat engine cannot produce net work by exchanging heat only with one reservoir. Q. The efficiency of a reversible cycle, reversible heat engine, is dependent on the nature and amount of the working substance undergoing the cycle. R. It is impossible to have a cyclic device which will produce no effect other than the transfer of heat from a cold body to hot body. S. It is impossible to have heat engine operating between a heat source and a sink to have a lower efficiency than that of a reversible heat engine operating between the same source and sink. For which of the following options both statements are inconsistent with the second law of thermodynamics? Option A P and R, option B P and Q, option C R and S, and option D Q and S. So here answer is D. It means Q and S are not correct. So efficiency of a reversible heat engine is dependent on the nature and amount of working substance undergoing the cycle. So that is wrong. It is independent of nature of and amount of working substance. And S is also incorrect. It is impossible to have heat engines operating between a heat source and sink to have a lower efficiency. Impossible word is there, so here higher efficiency should be there. Higher efficiency than, because reversible engine has highest efficiency operating between the same source and sink. So answer is option D. Next is question number 13. A household refrigerator operates under steady state conditions between an evaporator temperature of 263 Kelvin and condenser temperature of 333 Kelvin. The heat load to the refrigerator is 3 kilowatt. The actual COP of the refrigerator is half of that of Carnot refrigerator operating between the same condenser and evaporator temperature. The power required to run the refrigerator is dash. So here ideal COP is based on temperature. So because it is refrigerator, so lowest temperature divided by difference of temperature. Lowest temperature is 263 and difference of temperature is 323 minus 263. So that is 4.3. But it is given that the actual COP is half of the ideal COP, so it is 2.19. Okay, and actual COP is refrigerating effect by power required, or 3 by P. 3 is the refrigerating effect and it is actual COP is 2.19. So P will come out as 1.3638 kilowatt. Okay. Next question is question number 14. A reversible heat engine is operating between two reservoirs maintained at T1 and T2, where T1 is greater than T2. Which one of the following is the most effective option for increasing the thermal efficiency? Option A, increasing T1 while keeping T2 constant. Option B, decreasing T1 while keeping T2 constant. Option C, increasing T2 while keeping T1 constant. And option D, decreasing T2 while keeping T1 constant. So we know that the Carnot efficiency is 1 minus T2 by T1. T2 is the surface temperature and T1 is surface temperature. Suppose T2 is 300 Kelvin and T1 is 1000 Kelvin. So then the efficiency is 0.7. So now the efficiency can be increased by decreasing T2. Suppose we decrease T2 by 100 Kelvin, then it will be 200 Kelvin, and keep the T1 same. Then the efficiency will be 0.8. Another way of increasing efficiency is to increase T1. Suppose T1 is now increased by 100 Kelvin, and we will keep the T2 same, that is same Kelvin. So now the efficiency is 0.76. Okay. So now we can see that here the efficiency is increase in efficiency is more as compared to this. So by decreasing T2 while keeping T1 constant, we can increase the efficiency more, or it is the effective way of increasing the efficiency.